Hello, hello. How are we doing today? Chaos. Don't threaten me with a good time. If we want to do some Kalos Mon ranking, I am more than up for that. The Kalos Dex is so fucking backwards. I love it. That being said, this is what we're here for today. I don't know. Is my mic good again today, or is it still peaking? Sounds good. All right. Yeah, it was really crunchy last time because my cable was loose. So I hope it's not still that. So, on today's agenda is fixer-uppering, Route 102, Petalburg, Gorgeist is gorgeous. Ayo. I was thinking Kalos Dex review because of the Legends announcement. Yeah, you know another thing I was thinking about because of the Legends announcement? So here's the thing, right? This is kind of a in light of recent news thing. So, you know how a lot of people have actually been not that on board with the whole diagonal movement and grid running thing, right? Got a ball of someone munching on your mic cable, exactly. No, but we remember how like a lot of people, surprisingly many people, were really not on board with diagonal movement at all because it doesn't feel like Pokemon. It feels wrong. It doesn't fit the vibe. It doesn't fit in here. It looks bad. I don't know. Because those are just features from X and Y. Like, legit, X and Y has diagonal movement and grid running. Grid running not to the same extent as we do, but it still has, like, the compound cardinal direction like correction if you diagonally bonk into something. Sounds pretty petty to me? Yes, I am really petty about it. Because we worked pretty hard to implement it. They call me a hater, but goddamn. Those things are both already features. In Pokemon. In a grid-based Pokemon game, at that. Goddamn. Are the rollerblades back from X and Y? Those were fun, but kind of like very superfluous, I feel like. It was just a way to facilitate gridless movement when really you didn't need anything to do so. It was a fun callback to, like, I guess the skateboard from Gold and Silver, but I think the diagonal sprites could be reworked. They're just the ones that Lactozilla already has, like, in his repo. We'll probably try and work something custom out for them. Though no guarantees. Actually, I can't do this. It's either this or this, because diagonal movement would allow the player to go in here and see all the cutoff stuff. The sprites do need some work. Like I myself always say, Brandon looks a little rotund in the diagonal walking sprites. May as well, since it's missing surf sprites. Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of sprites still missing, but at least with this, we also have, like, placeholders for all of them. So honestly, that's fine. IMO. Also, yeah, go check out today's video. That was edited by the wonderful Hannah FB, who volunteered very graciously to become my new editor. So go check that out. Let me grab a link for y'all real quick. One moment. Because she did really well with it. A bit hyperactive in terms of editing for my style. Do you really allow diagonal movement when the two cardinal directions of the diagonal blocked, but not the diagonal direction? Yes and no. We are planning to have a special movement permission for when we want to allow it, and by default not allow it. That way we can have like squeeze spaces that look where like the player can diagonally move through something where the cardinals are blocked, where it looks like they could, but we can also block parts where it looks like where it just doesn't work geometrically. Like on the original Route 101, let me pull that up real quick. We have actually code, or like a clip for that. I probably won't find it on quick notice, so I'll just pull up a map image real quick. So, I don't know, yeah, I've got screen capture on right now. So this, right? So you could technically diagonally walk along here. Let me actually just, I think you should be able to see if I draw on my screen. I can't see right now. So this diagonal, you could walk up that. That just doesn't make geometrical sense. I hope y'all were able to see that. I can't actually check on stream. It's a bit too delayed. Bike sprites for diagonal movement will also have to be added. Oh man, that's a tiny route, right? But yeah, like this diagonal here would need to be like that. It just doesn't make geometrical sense to be able to walk up that. So by default, we want to block diagonals that have cardinals blocked, but we also want to take one of the elevations and like one of the elevation movement permissions and change that to allow diagonal movement when both cardinals are blocked. Bike sprites for diagonal movement will also have to be added. We actually have a lot of that already in Lactozilla's repo. Also, let me just put that there and pin that if I am able to click past the reaction buttons. Which I'm not, because YouTube is a fucking horrible service that doesn't know how to do UI design. I got the new YouTube layout recently, and it is atrocious. Oh my god. Just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, me. Like, let me just pull this over here, right? Again, please go watch the new video. Hannah edited it. It's great. Look at this. This is horrible. Why is 80% of the screen taken up by recommended videos and only like 15% is available for comments? It actually hurts my eyes. It puts so much strain on my eyes trying to read comments now under a video. And actually, if you want to open the description, you now have to first click on the title box with the first bit of the description chopped off. It opens a completely separate new box, and then there you also have to click show more to actually have the whole thing pop up. It is so bad. Merrick drop. It's fucking ass, man. It's so bad. I do not know what they were thinking making this. My browser is not a fucking mobile phone, okay? I get it if you want to have like feature parity or whatever between your browser and mobile app, and yeah, like everything. But man, so bad. Someone's binging Cody. I watch Cody every now and then. Summer news, that is. But yeah, that's what we're actually talking about for diagonal movement. We want to have it blocked by default if both cardinals are blocked, and have a specific tile movement permission that allows you to squeeze through one. I actually have a little image for that. Let me see if I can find that on... No, I've got streamer mode on, so I can't search by usernames. One moment. Edge in random chat. Let's see if I can find this real quick. I do have a little... Yeah, here, I got it. Okay. Open that in browser. So this is the full range of motion that you would have with the finalized diagonal permissions. You can see a normal 3 to 3 would be blocked if both cardinals are blocked. Same a 3 to E, which E is the one we're using here as an example for the ones that would be open. 3 to 3 works as long as at least one cardinal is open, so this would work. This would work, all of these would work, and E to E works always. That's the idea. While we're on Route 101, let's get just a touch more shape in here. I can imagine, I'm actually kind of sort of feeling a bit inspired today. I almost just want to make this an artistic mapping stream. But I'm not going to do that. Y'all are here for Corundum, y'all are going to get Corundum. At least today. And we already fixed up Oldale a little last time. Not sure if there's too much more we can add or change here. I feel like Oldale could make use of just a little bit of a water feature, but at the same time with the underground springs, I'm not sure. Do artistic mapping later? I don't have too much time today. It depends on if a friend of mine actually replies to a message. We did want to hang out a little later, but he hasn't replied yet, so maybe. It's fun. We started at 5. I want to go to like around 8, depending on again how things go. Now Route 102. This is all very blocky still. The wilderness between Route 101 and Route 102, and maybe Little Route, I want to have accessible through this corridor here. So I guess this would be the first part to start working or changing on, I suppose. Thank God we have the tree parts for that. Also, an artistic mapping stream wouldn't be purely an artistic mapping stream. It would also just be, in general, just a creative mapping stream. Maybe even some early work for Pokemon Steel. Just throwing that out there. Just, you know, a bit of concept work, stuff like that. Coming up with a few ideas for things that I could do in that game. Yeah, so there's where border blocks start meddling with my plans. Let's do like that, just a straight way down. Pokemon Steel, as in Gen 2? No. Apologies. But I have to shoot that down right away. As in custom region. Fan region, if you will. It's the thing I want to work on at some point. Basically, the thing I want to work on after Corundum. Mention that you don't want Mr. Briny to ship you around half of Hoenn, so how do we get to Dewfort or Slateport? Haha. I'm not going to change anything about Mr. Briny. I just don't see any reason to. Where would you post this when you're done? Both, or any of the projects I finish are going to be publicly posted. Both with like their own download videos. I'll probably make a Poke community thread. And of course on Discord. Which link, by the way, I saw Chaos mention it earlier. I remembered this time. Links to stuff are down, well, on the side in the description. Two features that would be great to see return in Hoenn, but probably hard to implement: headbutt trees and hidden grottos. Hidden grottos aren't that hard to implement. It's mostly just a coding thing, really. This line looks so too straight now. Serena gets removed right after you have access to Surf, but you won't need Surf down the routes he takes you to get back to Central Hoenn because of the Verdant Turf shortcut with Rock Smash. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's also part of why I don't want to get rid of him. He only really plays his role in the early game, and I just see no reason to remove him. The description was on the side during the early days of YouTube, so it feels like we're going backwards. But still, recommended videos were also always on the side, and comments were below the video. And it has been that way for by far the longest time. And again, it was never this kind of weird, staggered, open, like, folding box bullshit. Folding text box bullshit. Like, seriously, this new layout is just ass. It hurts my eyes to read comments, and it's never good UI design if it fucking hurts you. I'm sorry. That's just bad UI design. There's no point in changing him, but maybe if you want people to explore some parts of those western sea routes, you could have players go up and down using the shoals, but still have to use him? To get from Petalburg to Dewfort to go to Slateport. I mean, yeah. Players can, like, the whole reason the shipwreck is where it is so that players are, like, encouraged to, you know, explore those routes. Because you see it when you go to Slateport, well, like, as you go to Slateport with Mr. Briny. You see the, like, abandoned shipwreck as you, like, go by. And then, you know, when you get surf later on, you remember, oh, wait, there was that thing that I saw on the water route. I can go there now. Will the final version have sprites for walking diagonally? It already does. For Brendan. But, yeah, we'll get there. It'll take a moment to get those sprites lined up. My pixel artist of trust sadly doesn't really have the time nor actual skill for animation, so we'll have to figure something out there. This route is already coming together pretty nicely, I feel like. I feel like this whole thing down here could be open, especially if we're going to, like, have a wilderness thing down there. I'm sorry if you can hear my roommate. They're playing Helldivers. The crash ship should have like 3 levels of exploration: walking, surfing, and diving. It does. Like, it just does have that, like, by default. I mean, I'm still gonna expand on it. At least I'm gonna try. It's gonna be hard to figure out, like, varied content to put there. But if nothing else, I'm not someone to, like, shy away from completely batshit insane challenges like that. I'm really looking forward. So one thing I'm looking forward a lot to putting together is the Pantheon. That I'm really excited about. I got the Skill Link guys giving me a team soon, which they're going to be one of the new double trainers in the early parts of the game. And Pantheon members too. I give them that. Making some Pokemon exclusive to the abandoned ship could be a start. Oh, yeah, plenty. There's going to be plenty of new mons there. New and exclusive. Will there be new trainer classes? Not sure. I might backport some of the older or newer trainer classes, but I don't really have anything planned right now. Ace trainer or cool trainers are going to be ace trainers though, as they're supposed to be. Would you add the dark grass from Gen 5? We already have multiple types of tall grass in this game. I don't think we need to, like, I'm not going to add or change too much graphically. Because, again, I want this to ultimately be a faithful, like, expansion and reimagining of Hoenn. So any graphics, or almost, not all, but most of any graphics, words, are going to be remixed. Like, any new graphics that you see are going to be remixed from existing tile sets. So, for example, the, you know, crates here in Old Ale, those are just taken straight from Slateport. Same for the, not benches in Tvedelberg. Benches are one thing I will actually have a new tile made for. Yeah. But there too, I'm going to be very, like, specific and strict in keeping it in the Gen 3 style. While double battles could be interesting if it's possible, 5% chance for any encounter to be double battle. Like, that just already is a thing. Like, that's just the thing I can set in Engine. Actually, let me just pull it up and try and see if we can get one. Very good timing with the music track ending there. Let me run down to Route 104 real quick. Yeah, there's a low chance for any wild encounter to be a double battle. Let's just see if we can find something. We've had it a couple times on stream before. And now that I want to show it, we're not going to get anything. Will you be able to move similar to Auras in the final versions? No, we're not doing gridless. I'm running out of PP. Lactozilla's movement system technically is gridless. But that's even jankier. Oh, there we go. Yeah, wild double battle. See? It's just a thing I have, like, right there. Yeah. Would you add SOS encounters, or would it be too complicated to load? That's really a really good question. I don't think that would be, like, extremely hard to implement. I would assume, but I'm not sure how many, like, changes you would need to make to the battle engine for that. You would definitely need to, like, add all sorts of tables for mons, like what SOS mons can call. Don't know. Oh, do I not have any bike registered? Didn't want acro, but okay. But yeah, you can see. We actually have a surprising amount of bike stuff implemented already as well. Just no diagonal movement sprites yet. Oh, right, I hadn't fought you yet. But yeah, like, we have the freaking anything you could possibly want with the trails, sand trails. That's already in Lactozilla's repo. Including the placeholders. Whee! We can even hop around like this. Does acrobike diagonal hopping work? Yes. We just don't have sprites for it. The other kinds of hops, I don't even remember how you do sideward hops. So you seem to be faster when moving diagonally. Will you fix that or keep that? That would be vector normalization, but that's much harder to achieve than you might think. It's just, you know, two coordinates shifting at the same time. It's the classic chess problem. Like, we could basically just try the best, or like only really workable thing that we could do without like major work on the like actual engine is that we could, like, make it so that diagonal walking or any type of diagonal movement uses the, like, movement slash animation speed of the next lower movement speed. So, for example, that diagonal running would have the same speed as walking. But we couldn't make diagonal walking any slower than it already is, because that's the, like, lowest animation speed. We could make it so that the acro bike in diagonals is as quick as diagonals right now are in running, and then Mach bike would be diagonals would be as quick as acro bike diagonals are by default. Slow down the animation to approximate the actual duration. That, again, that's what I'm saying is way harder to do than you think. Like, that's the same thing I've been suggesting ever since we started even talking about implementing this. It's just not that easy. I need to fix those boxes. I think Battle from Oraz would be implemented as a separate entity. I have a separate thing already planned, and, like, just Battle Tower, man. The same thing. Like, the utility is there, like, all the, like, different things and knickknacks are there on the Battle Frontier. Except for, like, maybe a second daycare. But I don't really think you need that. Why am I walking back? Just fly. But again, I am adding an additional endgame challenge with the Pantheon. Which, for those who do not know yet, who weren't there, like, during the last stream, the Pantheon is... I still need to realign this, don't worry about it. Would there be a difficulty selection from either downloading the game or the style of the game? Probably not. A bit much. Maybe later down the line after the final release, but it's not something I would count on for now. These are still not fixed. Oops. Oh yeah, so the Pantheon. Let me go grab my chat with the skill link, folks. Because I wrote the whole thing out for them. So the Pantheon is a collective of the strongest trainers from across space and time. The player gains access to and can battle the Pantheon once daily after gaining a silver symbol from all battle facilities. The Pantheon consists of a to-be-determined number of trainers, we're aiming for 50, that the player can challenge in any order they desire during their attempt, and has to beat all of without losing or changing their party between fights to triumph and join the ranks of the strongest trainers of the multiverse. So a lot of the, like, quote-unquote reference trainers you'll be meeting throughout the game, they're gonna have, like, completely vastly souped up versions of their teams in the Pantheon, like actual competitive level teams in the Pantheon, and you'll have to clear all of them without changing your party and without wiping to win the Pantheon. At which point, any Pokemon that the Pantheon trainers have used and their evolution lines that you may not have encountered in the game before will be added to the wilderness. So the ultimate reward for beating the Pantheon is more wild encounters. Oops. I just wanted to run back to the wilderness. Woo, good running. Like I said, this for now is more of a movement playground than anything else. Running and hoeing is fun. Yeah. Will the Battle Factory bug be fixed and the palace be made at least somewhat consistent? I don't think we'll make any changes to the Battle Frontier. The Battle Frontier is really messily coded. It's like a completely different, like, style with extremely superfluous checks all over the place. It's bad. Like, Zatsu actually thinks the Battle Frontier was outsourced because it's coded, like, completely differently from the rest of the game. It just ain't it. It's just gonna be an absolute nightmare to change anything about it. I'm not shiny locking jack shit. People can shiny hunt whatever the hell they want. Why would I shiny lock anything? Unless it's like a legality thing. Which nothing really is, because there's no legality checks using shininess, I think. In Gen 3? There probably are some very specific mons, some very specific encounters that do. But generally speaking, I'm pretty sure there's no real shiny locks for legality in Gen 3. The Pokemon in that area can't be caught. Tough luck, I guess. I'm sorry, but like that's part of shinies. My first, and I believe only one of two shinies that I've ever encountered, both of which were full odds, by the way, I encountered in Gen 4's Victory Road while I had Marley following me, so I couldn't capture it. And like, yeah, that's just tough luck. I'm sorry. Oh, hello. I walked onto Route 115. What do you mean it's one tile too short? God damn it. Oh yeah, I still have to change these to layer over the player. Similar to how I had to do with the, like, buildings down here. I had to change these. Will you add more in-game trades? I don't know, maybe? Not sure. Wait, why does this one not layer over me, but this one does? What? Oil Town would be a great place to place a Celebi event chain. True. Yeah, Jirachi is somewhat shiny luck. That's true. Yeah, I am Blissey explained it. Yeah. Mount Chimney's gonna be interesting when you get to that point. Mount Chimney's gonna be hella interesting. And a lot of fucking work. God damn. I think I have something. Let me see if I can find it. We had some images for that in Corundum chat, but I don't think I can find them off the top of my head. What if Rustboro is one cliff lower than it is at the moment, and Rustboro Park is up that cliff? That means I would have to have that cliffs go somewhere else. I don't know where I would lead that to. It's gotta make geographic sense. Will you add new plushes for your secret hideout bedroom? Changing shit about the about dynamic maps is nightmare. I don't think I can find it right now. Bummer. It would be the cliff down comes from the shores. Let me close MGBA real quick and fire up the music again. That just wouldn't make... That just wouldn't work. Like, I would have to pull a cliff this, like, oops. I would have to pull this first cliff all the way over into the city, through the city, around here, and then, like, all the way around here, and like this. That just... It makes sense, but that's just too much. Like, that would tear apart the entire geography of the map. Which, I mean, it's totally fair, it's fine. I can handle that. I would have to, like, recreate half the map. Remake half the map. That's the main issue I have with it, but... I don't know. That lower right 90-degree corner is just awful. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fill that in with forest. How will obtaining evolution stones work? No different than the main game. Just buy them in Lily Cove. Would you add horde encounters? You can't. I can't just add random shit to the game. I'm sorry. So please, there's an FAQ in the Discord. Hello, hello there. I say in mild defeat. Oh, I'm really yawny today. A lot of the items that are harder to get, like, have a point to be harder to get. Like, there's a reason for them to be harder to get. I'm not too sure if I'm going to change too much about it. There are some things I'm going to change. Like, for example, the market in Oldale is going to have some exotic items, different ones. Like... What's the word? I don't remember. Like lava cookies, maybe malasadas, stuff like that, right? The old gâteau, those kind of things. The lakes in the earlier routes look like they have diving spots because they do. Will we make dive route interconnectivity not just a sublevel of a single route? Probably not. If anything, I mean, you can't make like connect one route, one dive, like underwater route, to more than one other route. I don't think you can. You can only have one dive and emerge connection. Yeah, here, dive map, underwater route 102. No emerge map, and then underwater 102 has the emerge map, but no dive map. You could theoretically layer dive maps on top of each other. So I could have, like, Route 10 underwater, Route 102 underwater. Like another layer to this. So, you know, routes like this that have, like... which one was it? Yeah, like here. 28, 128, 127. These that have, like, these abyssal-looking depths. I could theoretically, like, add another dive layer, or maybe even two to it. And then, of course, have Pokemon encounters to go along with that. Rage cookies, exactly. Would there be a way to add a dive type for secret hideouts? I just told you. Dynamic maps are a nightmare. We would love to change stuff about that, but we probably won't. Sorry, I'm fidgeting with my lighter. I should stop doing that. One of these days, I'm actually getting a Tamagotchi, a new one. Yeah, so I've been on a bit of a virtual pet kick again lately. And I got myself a Tamagotchi meat from Japan. Because it was cheaper than getting an American On, which is the same model technically, but the Tamagotchi thing is. Would co-op similar to Let's Go be a possibility? No. Just no. I would love to, like, genuinely, but there's also just no real way to test link cable stuff like that. Like, I want to make the Berry Crush minigame accessible for single players. By the Pikachu Tamagotchi, there is no Pikachu. Oh, you mean the Pocket Pikachu. I actually used to have one of those. Is there going to be a redesign for Petalburg Woods? Yes, that's the reason why the current Petalburg Woods is unchanged in-game. Because I'm working on that in the background. I want to keep it complete. We've already messed around with, like, Rustboro, but I want to keep at least that completely unspoiled for the playtesters. So that's why I haven't shown any of the new Petalburg Woods yet, but it's going to be a pretty big rework. I mean, there's going to be entrances to it here from Route 102 and over from Route 103. So, yeah, there's going to be plenty. There's going to be plenty new stuff in Petalburg Woods, including some dev secrets. Or a dev secret, at least, that I've already thought of. Not in the sense of, like a dev room or something. No, just a thing. An Easter egg. This is, after all, still an auteur work. Which is to say, yeah, boys. And ultimately, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want with this game. So... a few things like that are gonna make their way in. Why am I so yawny today? Ah. I would like making the Blend Master appear more frequently or accessibly. Maybe. Like I said, these are all things I don't really want to say anything certain on. Because they're kind of stuff that would probably be changed for feature completion, rather than anything else. For some of the ranger outposts, why not have some rangers have access to Pokemon via trading, not trade evolving, just Pokemon you can't normally get or are closed off to? And it'd be intensive to backtrack. Maybe. Would adding tiles assets from Firelight Leaf Green be possible, or would it be too complicated or obsolete? I just don't see a reason to. Again, I want to keep the visual style intact here. And while they are still clearly Gen 3 styled, Fire Red and Leaf Green do have a pretty distinctly different art style to Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. So for them, I probably wouldn't change. I would probably, like, again, I just don't see much reason to bring them over. They wouldn't mesh at all with the Emerald graphics. We'll make the Elite Four teams a little more challenging and maybe randomized. I'm going to be rebalancing all the major bosses. I'll have to, because players are going to be earning more XP over the course of their run, one way or another. So also, apologies on being a bit, like, dismissive or abrasive or anything today. I'm still a little miffed that I couldn't get a separate video out today and have the highlights video uploaded yesterday. Would you add more characters to pick, like the RSD version of Red and Leaf sprites when you use Leaf Cable? What? I mean, character customization is something I'm thinking about. Like, I actually even have a sprite I would want to add. I've shown this before, but where is it? There it is. I do actually have a little overworld sprite I put together myself that I would want to add. But I would have to, like, make more sprites and everything for this too, so we'd have to see. I'd have to say that watching you map and plan out Corundum Hoenn is sparking something me to resume plans for my own drop project. I have the concept of the region map made and everything. Go ahead, do it. Coming together quite nicely as a little bit of a rework. Like I said, this, like, lower central southern edge is kind of where I want to go generally a bit more wild with this map, because it's going to be where the wilderness is. Yeah, this is fine. And this route came out looking really good. Probably my favorite one alongside the underwater cave you've showcased. Yeah, I mean, Route 104 is my personal favorite so far. But that, like, including, like, Petalburg Shores. But that's because of how much fucking work went into it. How does the coastline actually look like from Rustboro to Slateport? I mean, I haven't finished it yet. Like Route 105 down here, which has this little bit, and I haven't even changed this map yet. So, so just a tree there for kicks. Just a few more, like scattered around. And some flowers, just to add a bit to it. Might have some custom mons down here. Oh wait, I can't have grass there. Yep. You have a drawn map somewhere? Oh, you mean the Hoenn map? Yeah, I do have that. The anime Hoenn map. Which I'm not following it to a T. I'm not. I'm just using it as like inspiration and guidance. Like even here, I'm just not doing this. I'm just using this as general like inspiration. Nothing major. I'm almost satisfied with this map. This stuff up here is kind of bothering me. Middleburg Woods. This is all very straight. The one they made for Sinnoh is outstanding. I wish the games looked like that. They made one for Sinnoh? I remember. I didn't see that when I checked their profile. I have to check it again. In general, I want to check their stuff anyways because they make like a lot of tabletop, like a lot of free tabletop, like assets for maps. As a substitute for multiplayer Berry Crusher, just make it harder by making all 4 sides under the player's control. You're thinking of berry mixing, not crushing. There's actually something, another game I'm working on the side, and that is this. I don't have much here yet, but you can already see the folder name. This is an Arknights tabletop RPG. I'm trying to do a fully original thing here, probably based on D&D 5e, but very heavily, like, changed. Would you add the random battle / contest facilities that are scattered around Hoenn? What? I don't even know what you mean by that. Like battle tents and contest halls. Those are already in the game. What? Do you like... I have a ton of shit already written up here. Stuff for like enemy HP, all that stuff, based on their in-game like given ranks. I'm trying to work through this all. Something I'm slowly chipping away at. I want players to be able to put together like their own skills and stuff, actually use the like a derivative of the actual in-game tower defense gameplay system, but people can move around. You know, I'm working on it. It's really fun to try and actually come up with something like a tabletop RPG yourself. Develop something like that. Like I said, contest halls and battle tents, they're already there. There's no need for me to add any. If anything, yeah, I'm splitting up the contest halls to be, like, available all over the region again, rather than just in Lily Cove. That's about it. Would you mind sharing when you started working on this other project? I mean, like I said, I am already working. I even have like a thought up like a class tree type thing. That's the wrong one. Let me open it and draw whatever. For some reason, it doesn't make the like have the arrows in the export. Yeah, so players are going to be able to pick a class and then like get new subclasses, unlock new subclasses over time as they play. There's a ton of stuff to this. Like which subclasses they can use is based on the equipment they have, all that kind of shit. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. Because I freaking love Arknights, man. Curious as to the rest of the maps, did you have any specific things from the feedback threads that you like that you want to implement, and are there things you are supposed to? I haven't. I have generally looked through the feedback forum, but honestly, there's nothing too particular that's like really that big of a thing yet. Like overworld Pokemon spawns and full screen option, that's just no. Full screen. This is not a fan game. The GBA already plays games in full screen. And overworld Pokemon spawns also just no, there's no real way to implement that easily. It would be very messy. I'm sure there's some sort of system for that out there already. It would be neat with the wilderness, I suppose. But serious question time. I have a friend who I'm trying to get into playing ROM hacks. He's very, very new, and I thought this might be a good project for him to follow since it takes Vanilla Emerald and enhances it. But will this be accessible for casual players like him? Yeah, this is not a challenge hack. Yeah, full screen would probably require an actual PC port. All Evil Team's cameo. I don't know why I would add that to the game. Sister Cities, maybe more. I'm not sure. It's just kind of something that I think fit Petalburg and helped make it stand out more. Natural feeling maps is a whole thing with like comparing to Fire Emblem mapping and stuff like that, which was a nice little diversion. But overall, not really sure. Here, I also look at how I would shape the town if I was living there. If you go up from the mart, I would expect a path crossing in form of the home to the Pokemon Center, because humans naturally make those shortcuts on pathways. And, like, I literally have a shortcut here. There's a little path here. And then, like, height errors. The ledge next to Petalburg offers additional height that the town doesn't have, which is just wrong. The town literally has a cliff running through it. This whole cliff that they're talking about here runs all the way to Route 103. The cliffs through the woods create a big disconnect since they go from 4 to 1 on the right. Again, this is stuff that runs through the woods. You don't actually see it in the overworld. The beach feels unnatural since it's a long stretch on one side and nothing north of it. That I can see. Maybe extend the pier so the beach can be pulled along the cliff a bit more. That would need new tiles. I could look into that. The ferry patch and building makes sense to be a lot more landscape. The tightness fits, but the edge between natural forest and landscape scenery feels thin. That's fair. I just need to change a few things on the Petalburg Shores one way anyways. Lastly, the river feels unnatural due to the way it is built. That's because it is. It's a pond, not a lake. Then a straight line, clearly landscaped for the berry house, and then once again natural. Like, I don't really see what's wrong with that, honestly. To have the manufactured pond with a straight canal, and then just runs off into the ocean with a natural flow. And we have stuff about the wilderness here, but also didn't really go anywhere. Have you added the reflections of the clouds on the ponds / lighter colored water? What? That's not a thing. Then we have the mentioned HM rework stuff, which this kind of went completely out of my control. Post-game content, that's just mostly the wilderness, and then later on the Pantheon. We accept Trick House layouts? Probably. Multiplayer, again, just would be something I would want, but it's really hard to make. Team Aqua and Magma, yes, they're going to be updated to Oraz. Here, Zatsu even has a Courtney sprite. Evo methods are going to be adjusted. This is just, I think, yeah, repel buffs and stuff. Might look at that. Day-night cycle is something that Zatsu and I are working on. There's already a thing for that, which Zatsu wants to fork over. Maps, yeah, I'm gonna work on, get some, yeah, dev build stuff set up for that. An essay in favor of field moves. I was never going to remove field moves, so... Safari Zone is a very good question for what I need to do. You know, suggestions here are National Park, Bike Playground, place to find regional forms, which is a neat idea, but I'm not sure. And Ranger Outpost or Headquarter area. It's not a bad idea. I'll look into stuff like that in general. Might work on that DNS this weekend, actually. Fantastic, I'll be gone this weekend. Question about this, how this will be released. It's just one patch file. I'll have different patches for different base game sources, but other than that. Adding verticality in game. I mean, yeah, I'm already doing that to pretty much all cities I've touched so far. And gym leader rematches. I'm not sure how they already are implemented, if. And I would probably change stuff. Look, food. Yeah, that's a rough go over the feedback forum there. Would you redesign certain sprites, like in-battle sprites for certain trainers? Like I said, we're definitely like updating the teams to their ORAS standard. Other than that, I'm not sure. That we might change a few like of the like gym leaders in general. Some of the characters that have received ORAS remakes. One that I think is actually surprisingly controversial is Flannery. I might actually just keep Flannery as she is, because a lot of people really like the 2000s style she's got going on over her ORAS redesign. Let me do a thing here. So this is her ORAS redesign, right? And then this is her Sugimori artwork, which is very different. But people like how, like, kind of 2000s it is. And I can get down with that, so I might actually keep her. Just keep her sprite as is. Petalburg's left exit currently doesn't have elevation change. Yes, it does. Like, it's right here. It's just... there's no stairs for that yet, so I don't have stairs here. But there just is elevation change here. I just need sideways stairs. Only difference is the top, really? Yeah, but the top is really different. Would you add stairs that work similar to Pokemon Gaia? No idea how stairs work in that, so... If you mean, like, sideways stairs dropping you down diagonally, that's already, like, a thing in the game, I think. Just like a meta tile behavior, and you need to select, I think? I'm pretty sure there's already something like that in the game. I just have to make it work for those stairs. Ugh, still yawning like hell. I need caffeine, man. Or beer. I still have beer. Some nice locally brewed dark beer. So for one, this top part... I see what underwater diagonal movement would look like. I mean, we don't have sprites for it yet, but there you go. The surfer actually has diagonal sprites, just or like the blob has diagonal sprites, just not the player character. There you go. I think actually the diagonal blob sprites, yeah, they're not. Hello. Yeah, the diagonal blob sprites. Yeah, there's no collision in the underwater yet. I just haven't added it yet. I just don't have collision here yet. It's all threes, as you can see. I mean, you can do that right now while I'm here. It's a refactoring stream after all. This is the kind of shit I should be fixing right now instead of going over all sorts of things. Hello, Zatsu. I'm going to merge DNS right now. Merps comes with follower Pokemon built into one of the branches. Do you want that one or no following Pokemon? Not gonna say no, if that's, like... if that works with expansion. I'm just not sure how that's gonna, like, technically work. Like, the problem is, like, pallets, right? Pallet count. Your notifs aren't muted? Yeah, because I had to I had to turn off streamer mode earlier for searching by username. Because for some reason, when you have streamer mode enabled, you cannot search by username in Discord. It's so stupid. Like, I get not showing usernames while you're in streamer mode, but when you want to look something up on Discord, you need to be able to filter by usernames, man. There we go. Collision for Route 102 underwater. Could you update that blob to some actual mons? Atsu, could we update blob to some actual mons? I feel like that would be a lot of work for like very little reward. It's kind of the Sharpedo thing in auras, right? In that sense, it would be kind of neat. But I'm not sure if that's really technically easy. I think technically you could, yeah. It would just be really hard. It would be basically checking for certain Pokemon that are surfing or diving, and then, like, just having specific... Technically you can do anything, true. But yeah, I do think Blob is perfect. I would never change Blob. There's some collision fixes here while we're at it. Now these I actually think need to be opened up. Yes. Also, Zatsu, when do you think you could get the diagonal movement permission ready? Just wondering. So I can actually start working with that in terms of level design. Shit. I mean, I could technically already work with it and then just add it once we're done with that. But I'd rather be able to like work with it from the start when designing maps. The actual question I was going to be asking, wait, what was the question I was looking at a repo? Oh, for the movement permission, the diagonal movement permission thing we had that going on. For the cardinal checks. I think grottos were to be added, you should add things such as high level of pseudo legendaries into them. Maybe. He said while Wilderness is already going to be having somewhat dynamic encounter tables. That's kind of what I'm going for there. There's gonna be a few random elements too. At least I want to make a few random elements. Stuff like weather effects, shit like that. Maybe this weekend too. No pressure. Again, for this weekend, I'm gonna be out anyways, so... And what I was talking about here is... I'm not sure if I want to keep the northern border of this map as straight as it is. Because on one side... sucks. Doesn't look naturalistic at all, but at the same time... we're building a road here. Of course it doesn't look naturalistic. I don't know, it just looks a little detailless. What do y'all think? I mean, I already like what I changed for the rest of the route, but I'm not sure about this northern, like northwestern part here. Place some trees with 1x2s with the smallers. I mean, really, it's Petalburg Woods, so... you know, we already have the 1x2 dense trees here. We kind of should have to pull those over the entire way here. But like all of this is border tiles. So we don't really have the space to do that. Just a couple of misaligned trees could make you feel bad about it, probably. Is there like a sign and fences you can put to signify construction plans? Not in these tile sets, no. Celebi event in Petalburg Woods? Maybe. I don't really think it's like too good of an idea. Like, I've never liked the idea of having mythicals that were mythicals or legendaries that belong specifically to a region in a different region unless they have like reason to be there, right? So like maybe I could have the 3 legendary beasts here because they just are roaming Pokemon. But I probably wouldn't have like space and time trio here. What do you think of making the Jagged Pass and Mount Chimney being connected to the world map instead of just separate map that you warp to? Oh, I mean, yeah, duh. Yeah, those are just not going to be dungeon maps anymore. If you were to add the legendary beasts in here, would you make them play the unused Gen 3 version of their Doom? I don't know what I have available in Emerald Expansion. Maybe Zatsu can help clear that up real quick. Still haven't heard back from my buddy. He's still offline. Sneef. Could you remove Altering Cave from existence? I'd probably just do something else there. I'll leave this as it is for now. Until I actually start adding Petalburg Woods into this copy of Emerald Expansion. For now, let's take a look at Petalburg. The thing here is, again, lots of very clear, straight lines, but with Petalburg it kind of makes sense because it's a city. Then again, you have a lot of overgrowth down in the southern part here, but I think, honestly, there is not too much here. If anything, you know, changing the crates to benches, but I don't have those graphics lined up right now. Secret base decoration count is like that because the decorations are objects, and you can only have 16 objects on the screen, including the player, yeah. Just in general, again, dynamic bases, or dynamic maps in general, ugh. Do you have an idea for what other legendaries, mythicals are going to be added and how they're going to be implemented? Not really, no. Like I said, the extended Pokedex is something we're going to be looking at once, like, I actually have the base game set up. I'll probably do it, like, for each section of the game. I'll determine added Pokedex and stuff like that, expanded Pokedex, for each of the 5 sections that I'm doing the game in. That's Southeast Hoenn, Southwest Hoenn, Central Hoenn, Northeast Hoenn, Ocean, and Wilderness. I think for each of them, I'm going to separately determine mons that I add to the Pokedex, to wild encounters and stuff like that. And then at the very end, I'm going to be doing other stuff, like adding things to the open sea, which is where we're going to be having, if anything, we're going to be having foreign Pokemon similar to Mirage spots in Oraz, if at all, for foreign mons. We'll look at that. As the Safari Zone become more expansive, do you think you should increase the maximum amount of stats or outright remove it? I'll probably just remove it. I'll just look about what I actually do about the Safari Zone. It's kind of an open question for now. But that's going to be something I'll take a look at when we actually get to it. This is like a year away, at least. So that's not something I've spent too much thought on so far. Let's take this tree out and have these be a little less aligned. I don't have that tile. Cheat. Oh, this is fine. We'll have to do the cleaning up of the general tile set here in a sec. Because I don't think we'll have actually too much to change here in Petalburg. I think Warpoint to Lumiose City, which is actually the real-life Parasite from out there. You built the Earth and Pokemon Emerald similar to that Minecraft project. Real? I'm actually on the Build the Earth Discord server. You could probably use the sprite for cut trees for decor like an entrance to a building. In order to require adding actual objects, like an actual sprite to the building. Not sure about that. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't cut the trees outside the, like, Cut Master's house in Oraz. But that's specifically because, like, in Oraz, you can do different... it's a different engine. You can do much more stuff. I could probably just add the cut tree graphic to the tile set somehow, but, I don't know. And expand the whole Hoenn map to include the whole country of Japan. How do you start learning to use Porimap? I mean, it's pretty much the same as Advanced Map, so mostly just carried over. And the origin of species coming on is making me want to end stream early, but because I'm, again, very weirdly tired. But no, I'll at least fix the general tile set today. Is it still pinned? Oh no, I never pinned my message. That's the problem. Let me see if it's still loaded in chat. It is. Hell yeah. Yeah, check out my new video. Hannah edited that for me. It's really nice. It's really well made. She did a great job at it. Let's expand this little backyard. Fuck it, why not? This guy's just got a big-ass backyard for no reason. Last time you were a downer and today you're real tired. Your project doesn't want you to refactor it. Yeah. Like I said, for today at least, I want to fix the general tile set. Which really just means get rid of duplicate tiles that I can get rid of. And other unused tiles. So that I have more space for custom tiles that I can use on all maps. Because there's only 3 general tile sets, like 3 tile sets for slot 1. Building, shouldn't have done that. General, and secret base. Shouldn't have done that. So yeah. How would Mirage Island work in this version? The same it does in Emerald. I'm just gonna change it a bunch. I'm not gonna change the way it works. At best, I'm going to make it a touch more common. Again, I don't really want to change anything about the fundamental game that's here. I just want to vastly expand it. Which I know is kind of an oxymoron. Oh man, the yawns. The yawns. Jesus Christ. Yeah, tileset editor. Let's just do this right now. So, view, display unused tiles. This is probably gonna break something again. That's why I saved before I did this. And we can see there's a bunch of tiles that just aren't used. Like, for example, this one. Which is like a shadow tile to the offside of this. So, put this there, and then you put this shadow on that side. That's completely unused, but I think I'll find a place to use that. Then you have stuff like animation frames, which I think these are required. Satsu? Help? I'm pretty sure like all the different animation frames are required in tile set. At the very least, the secret base ones here. I'm surprised this tile isn't used. That's odd. Would you add Mew Island accessible? Yeah, don't touch those or you'll experience a horrible curse. Yeah, that's what I expected. Which I assume means the same goes for muddy slopes. Any animation tile would just mess up. Okay. So just keep them all. Woo! Now these two waterfall tiles, where are they used? I mean, I would assume this is just the bottom of a waterfall? You see, Route 119. Yeah, these are just general cascading tiles, but this one, I don't know where this one would be used. Is it an Evergrande? It is an Evergrande. Okay. So we don't really have a lot of sea foam outside of the Evergrande waterfall. Then why the fuck is this tile in the Evergrande tile set? Or not in the Evergrande tile set? Is it in Meteor Falls too? It is in Meteor Falls too. Okay. That at least somewhat explains it. I would still err on the side of just putting it in the separate tile sets. Right? Just put it in the Meteor Falls tile set. Put it in the Evergrande tile set. Replace those. And that's about it. Are there any other occasions of waterfall that I'm forgetting? Ooh, Petalburg Woods. This is going to be very different when I'm done with it. Actually, just seeing Petalburg Woods like this on one screen is super weird. Yeah, it's an effect for tall waterfalls. Maybe you can see the Evergrande one from the water route. Good point. But no. No. That's way far away. And it's going to be even further away when I'm done with it. There's one outside Meteor Falls where the old man gives you the Roar TM. So that's Route 114? Yeah. That's not tall enough. It might be tall enough when I'm done with it. Ruby Sapphire color palette for Rustboro Cave makes it look like it's Gen 2 rather than Gen 3, right? I mean, this isn't a Ruby Sapphire color palette. This just is its color palette. It just, like, we're talking about, where is it? Rustrift Tunnel. It just looks like this. It just looks like this. In the game, too. It's just that it looks a lot, quote-unquote, a lot better in-game because of the fog effect. That was the guess of someone who knows who knows Hoenn well. Immediate Route 114. Yeah. Do you mean me or them? It took me honestly, it took me a hot minute to, like, locate specifically which route it was as well. I knew which route they meant, but it took me a moment to be like, it's that, okay, that one. And legit just going through all the dungeons now to check if there are any other waterfalls. And what clued me, oh, fair. The one that clued me in was the one outside Meteor Falls. And then where the man gives you howl or roar. Told me, okay, it's not Route 115. It's the one to the north, which then that's Route 114. So. Victory Road? Anything here? There are some on Victory Road. But no, like... Would you add the unused snow weather here? Where? Is the question. I kind of want to add a general, like, in general, add an ice biome somewhere. I just have no idea where. Maybe Mount Pyre? Like, the top of Mount Pyre can be a bit more snowed in. Route 119 isn't tall enough, is it? I'm pretty sure. The game in general? I mean, yeah. I mean, again, I want to look for somewhere to put it. There's not going to be waterfalls in the abandoned ship. On top of Victory Road. I mean, yeah, Evergrande City, we know that. If that's the thing, Shoal Cave is the only place where there's really any ice in the entire game, and that's just not enough. Fuck is Artisan Cave again? I completely forgot. Battle Frontier. Okay, that would explain why I don't know. I've never really done much with a Battle Frontier. Stevens Cave and Meteor Falls. And then Oldale Springs. Yeah, there's nothing in dungeons. Smeargle Spawn. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Making me make a real Evergrande City? I mean, yeah, but not like some icy mountain city, it's just an island. Near Meteor Falls, that would be the other idea, but doesn't really work that well around Osso or Mount Chimney. And we already have the ash weather effect there, which I feel like it would be mixing signals a bit too much to have both ash and snow so close to each other. It's crazy to think about how wasted Artisan Cave is when you think about it, right? And there's gonna be plenty of shit that I'm gonna change. It's just all things mostly that I'm going to decide as I get to them. Like, so much of this game, honestly, so much of this game I'm making up on the fly as I go. Now again, the real question is, do I take this bottom of a waterfall tile away from the general tile set and put it into the different ones? into like separately into the like 2, 3. I already forgot. Did we find a third one? Able to enable e-reader capability in English Pokemon Emerald? Probably not. Zatsu. I mean, again, you can technically do anything, but probably not. Wait, which one of these is it? Is it this one or this one? And we have a half one here, that where the waterfall starts on a half. The hack has done that. Okay. You know what? Maybe. If we can get our hands on the code for it. Dude, I keep getting spam messages from Reddit about their share, their IPO share pre-registration thing. And I'm like, brother, I do not not only can I not like their directed share program for their initial public offering. And like, dude, I not only am I not eligible, I do not fucking care. If anything, I want you to fucking fail in this endeavor. Because Reddit going public is the worst fucking thing I can imagine for the internet in 2024. Like, unironically. Doesn't that require the e-reader? I think MGVA has e-reader functionality. There's like a link version, I think, that has e-reader capabilities. I don't remember exactly what it was. I just know there definitely is emulator versions that have e-reader stuff. Or like capabilities. Did you add a side quest that allows you to control another person or Pokemon? I'm not sure why I would add that. I mean, there's gonna be plenty of new like content and side quests and stuff. Okay, so this one was the full tile. Then we had Meteor Falls. Meteor Falls uses the half tile. Bruh. What was the other one where he found one again? I am once again asking myself to not fry my own brain. We did find another one, right? Evergrande? We checked Evergrande. Evergrande has the full one. That's just Evergrande, guys. Before Victory Road. Yes, that's Evergrande. 114, thank you. But that one doesn't have a foam. I was looking for ones with foam. Hello, Scrambled Route 115. Yeah, nothing really comes to mind here.
It's not on the water routes, that's for sure. I'm not sure why I'm looking through here. Would you add weather that changed by time hourly? Yes, as I already mentioned, I do want to have slightly randomized weather effects. I think it's only Meteor Falls and Evergrande, yeah. Would it be worth it? Make those separate tiles and then carry them over from there if I need them somewhere else? Or do I keep them in the general tile set? I feel like 3 extra tiles in the general tile set would be very big. That would be a lot. Would you add a weather app to the Poketch? Pokenav, if anything. Not sure. I'd rather it be like something the player discovers out on their own. Like, again, freeing up 3 tiles in the general tile set would be pretty big. We have these ledges, these like sand and rock ledges that are not used anywhere, but I'm gonna definitely keep those. We have these mountaintop tiles down here as well, a lot of which aren't used. I'm not sure why I would have this one way or another. It's like the exact same tile as this one, except it has grass beneath. So yeah, actually, this one can just be deleted. This one can just leave. Completely unused, graphically identical to one that's already used all over the game. So that's one open. These completely... Hello? My friend just answered, finally. Yeah, I'm gonna delete one of these. I'm gonna need to fix a lot of stuff once I delete one of these, but it's gonna be hella worth it. So, you go away. Again, I know I'm going to have to fix a lot of stuff that doing this breaks, because both of these tiles are used for some reason. Probably me. I don't think there's any, like, animations that use that, so yeah. No reason to not get rid of that. Same with one of these guys. And get rid of one of these guys, which again, going to be an absolute nightmare to fix, but hopefully worth it. 2 tiles is a lot in this tile set. Like, once we look back at the at the maps, we're gonna see some holes now. These are all ones I would probably want to keep. You could add Pokemon not from the Ho Index in the Safari Zone as exotic Pokemon. There's gonna be plenty of non-Hoenn Pokemon already, so... These are some custom tiles I already made. These, what are these for? I would assume these are, I mean, for one, of course, like, shaded pond water, I suppose, but... These are secret base opens. These I definitely need. These are unused, but I'm definitely not gonna leave them unused. These are, yeah. Acro, bike, horizontal. And then this is the start of the Petalburg tile set. There's actually not too much here that's doubled up. Not nearly as much as I expected. We have this, though, which there's another one of these up here that's completely unused. So, goodbye.
Could Ice-type Pokemon be available in the Safari Zone? Maybe. We'll expect 1 or 2 waterfalls in Victory Road to get to Elite Four. Maybe. These, I need both of these. This one is custom. Because that's the thing. One thing I kind of want to have in the general tile set is the bottom tile for long grass. Pond water. Yeah, I kind of need pond water. I mean, it's the exact same as the puddle central tile. But it is a different meta tile behavior, so I'll keep it. What's the difference between Pokémon Center and Pokémart doors? Just the animation, I think. It's just a different label. I don't think there's a technical difference between them. I could probably get rid of one of them. I'm not sure. Zatsu, what do you think? Could I get rid of one of the doors? The Mart or Center doors? Maybe helpful to cross-reference anime manga locations or facilities when making maps, and adding route bosses can be cool, like fighting a trainer with a low-level pincer at the forest, and like how Ash did. That's the plan. I mean, I would have to replace them all over the game, obviously. But, like, graphically they're the same. I'm not sure how, like, functionality works. That's, like, the thing I'm questioning here. Like, I'm already replacing all the, like, different, like, short trees. Remove those doubled up graph tiles. I'm gonna have to, again, rework all of those across the entire game. They have different animations for some reason. Okay, that's what I thought. I mean, they have the same tile behavior, but I expected they have different animations. Do they show the interiors when they open? That's the only thing I can think of. I don't think so. I mean, let's check, I guess. We already won like 5 tiles, which, frankly, that's already pretty good. Pokemon Center shows an interior shadow and opens to the right. Mart, exactly the same. I think I can just take out the Mart door, to be completely honest. Obviously, this is I'm gonna need to keep this one because it has the upper half of the roof. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna extensively test this before committing, so... Wait, are these... Are these corners? But I hate it here. Why not the Poké Center door? Because the Mart already has, like, the part of its roof taken out, so... It only makes sense to have... Like, it only doesn't have this corner. It only makes sense to have the Mart be the partial one, because the Mart is already the partial one. Yeah, hell, maybe.
Oh, there is actually one with tall grass behind it. Wait, I didn't notice that. What the fuck? That's good to know. That's actually genuinely very good to know. Wait, put it back. Okay. Does it affect presets? Probably. Each of the respective animations specifically call out the tile above. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I can honestly just get rid of this one. It's the exact same one as the one down here. So that goes away. That's just a duplicate. This is just a duplicate with grass beneath for some reason. You can go. Again, these are all things I'm going to have to change and fix now as I go through the game. Which is pain. Do you eliminate that upper right corner one? Which one? These? These are planters. Yes, I need these. I have these all over. Lots of fencing that I don't want to change because I need pretty much all of it. Why does it say these are unused? These are not unused. I made these specifically for Oldale Springs. This is fair. Different layering types. Yeah, that makes sense. Then again, does it make sense? I guess one that you could surf behind of, but I don't know. That doesn't make geometrical sense. Huh. I think this is the best I can do out of nowhere. Now let's see how broken the map is. This one, not broken at all. This one? Yeah. We'll have to fix a few things. That's what I was saying. Nope. Oh no, now I picked the wrong block. There we go.
What was here? Just treetops. That doesn't make sense. Because visually it does. But yeah, this little bit of mess is definitely going to be worth it for being able to have more stuff in the general tile set. Oh, why did you not save properly? Thank you. Save. Save. What is the bottom top layer? I do not actually know the different layerings off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Call me a piss baby noob. I actually do not remember off the top of my head. But yeah, as you can see, all the wilderness and stuff I already all did with just one tall tree. So it's just these earlier routes that I need to double check. But honestly, I did a surprisingly good job. Mostly, not entirely. Still surprisingly good. I have a lot of the wrong ones here. It's okay. I didn't save again. Story map. Why are you like this? It's because I changed the tile set, I know. Oh! All of this is now broken. This is the vanilla map, by the way. So, the vanilla map used all of the other ones that I didn't. Fantastic. Yeah, like I said, this is just stuff I'm gonna have to fix now. This is just gonna be my life for the next week. I have to double check what these were. Just fix the ones down here for now. Now down here. Wait, what? Oh, that one was still there. Okay. I really wonder why map saving is so weirdly broken. So odd. And Little Root. I think for these earlier maps, I just chose the other one. The other tree to the one I'm using right now. So this is all messed up. I think that's it. Now I wonder if Petalburg Forest had two of the same tree. Let's check. Oh, I missed a few. I think those are ones I placed earlier too. Oops. No? Petalburg Forest, good. Missed one left of Burgess Lab. Yep. Did I? Thank you. You repaired them already? No, I didn't. Or you mean on Route 104 here? These ones. Let's go take a look at some other vanilla maps. I want to see how messed up these have become now. Nothing up here because these are mostly custom tileset maps. Oh, hello there. Route 111 is a bit messed up. 112, sorry. But I think that's just the bottom ones, so. And Route 111, same thing. This, again, really just should not make a difference at all. And the lower area is mostly these, except for the ones closer to Mauville. Oh, Mauville had the central path tile that was here instead of the one on the actual path. Oh, that's weird. Game Freak, why? I mean, that's just the absolute state of Pokemon is just Game Freak, why, but... I haven't been saving. God damn it. This is so irritating. I genuinely do not understand why Pori Map has such a problem with object permanence. Ah, no. There. Yes, let's start at Route 115. Game break.
God, I love Lava Ridge Town. I cannot wait until we get to Lava Ridge Town. God, Lava Ridge Town is so cool. Can't wait till... Repeating myself, but can't wait till we get to Lava Ridge. Ah! Let's fix all of this. Interesting to see that actually they use full tiles around buildings. Let's just fix that a little up there. Interesting that they use full tiles at entryways. I'll actually have to make a mental note of that for Rustboro. It's very good to know. Genuinely. We need a dedicated onsen map. Lava Ridge about to quadruple in size. Oh, hell yeah. And yeah, Lava Ridge is so tiny. So undeservedly, too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Stinky. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. If this is all it's gonna be in the eastern half. Huh. Oh, Christ. Take a look at Forge. Yeah, this is gonna be a thing I'm gonna be working on for the next week, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna have to fix this for the dev build, like one way or another, because people are gonna play this part of the game. Or rather, they better play this part of the game. I really don't want the test players to only play like the new parts. I actually want them to play through the game and do post-game stuff and all that shit. So I'll actually have to go through the entire game and fix all of this. Which honestly, I just brought that upon myself, so I can't complain. No, I forgot to save again. God. It's so irritating. I know I should just save every time I change something anyways, but... wait, I left for 30 minutes, what happened? I'm changing... I changed tile sets, and now I'm fixing things. Because I removed, like, one tree, like, the duplicate tiles in the general tile set. So now I have to fix all of that shit. Oh, that's wrong ones. Oops. Oh wow, Cycling Road is intricate with its shading. Holy shit. I never noticed that. But that's the thanklessness of game design, man. Or game development in general. The biggest effort you put into something will never get noticed because all it does is help immersion. Ultimately. Ah! Oh my god. Oh, these were empty tiles, right? My bad. Bottom tile. Top. Fill. Bottom. Like that. But also, I call this thanklessness, but it really isn't. Because if people experience the game well, then you did your job right. And I think there's very few, like, higher satisfactions than, you know, having a creative endeavor carry fruits. The trees have legs. There's always that one tile that keeps fleeing from me. Ah! Oh, it's the border tiles. Shit, I can't pick block border tiles. I don't know which these are. I'm assuming it's just these. Why the hell would you pick them like that? Yeah, it's OC7. Okay, yeah, so it's just that, but... Game Freak! Ah! Could play chess in Verdant Turf. Verdant Turf border tile chess. I mean, again, I totally believe that there's actual reasons for them doing things the way they did them here, but goddamn. I can't imagine the reason for why you would use, like, doubled up tiles in this way. Like, these are all just... This is just a checkerboard pattern of the different tree fill tiles that look exactly the same and have no different behaviors or anything. I mean, honestly, at the end, we'll see just how much sense any of this makes. If anything breaks, then this is why. But I can't see how this breaks anything. It's just graphics. And there's no, like, different behaviors or anything for any of this. So, like... Eh? Like, this is all OC7, but why? Just why? Hey, Zatsu! I doubt there's any reason for this other than Game Freak magic, quote unquote. You're alone on that one, bud, I imagine. Like, I just don't... I can't imagine there being any other reason for this. Other than... the Game Freak. Just very puzzling. I don't mind doing this, though, so it's fine. Oh, we fixed it, at least for Room 23. It's gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. Look, Lily Cove looks fine. Ignore that. It's because there's none of the tiles I changed here. Oh dear God. Yeah, I'm not gonna do this on stream. I'm not gonna torture y'all with this. Let's look at Fortree. Oh dear God. Route 119, not much better. But also, like, this is almost all the land routes. We've already done the majority of what needs to be fixed with this. So honestly, we're kind of good. So Fall Arbor is so tiny. It doesn't scan. It's crazy. The only other thing I can think of is like Evergrande and maybe some islands and shit. Some of the optional stuff, content stuff. I'll just have to go through the entire map list and fix whatever is broken. But that's fine, because we have like 6 more tiles that we can add to the general tile set now. And honestly, that's really good. This is good second monitor content. Honestly, I'll take that as a compliment. Lots of streamers take offense to being called like second monitor creators or streamers. I don't. Because there's plenty of shit I watch on my second monitor. And I do that because, like, it's good content that I can consume enough on the side that still keeps my attention enough for me to, like, properly take in and absorb while just watching it on the side. Like, that's good, to me, at least. So thank you. Imagine it messed up stuff like the Legendary Islands and Mirage Island. Probably. Will this be playable when it's finished? This is going to be playable even before it's finished. Second monitor kind of for me, mostly because I don't have a second monitor. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it will be playable in stages. For one, there's the dev builds, which if you don't want to become a member to get guaranteed access, you can sign up to the public dev build testing phase with the link down in the description. Or, you know, you can become a member for guaranteed access. Or, you can wait. There's going to be 5 public builds, like preview builds, where, like, one section of the map is going to be done for each of them. So that's going to be Southwest Hoenn, Central Hoenn, Northeast Hoenn, the Ocean, and the Wilderness. All those should be feature complete as they release. Stream second content, monitor content from you while walking on Corundum. Hell yeah. So yeah. You can either wait for the preview builds, join the dev build phase, or become a member for guaranteed access. Which is not me selling the game, it's just me giving back to the members where I can. Which, whenever I get to 10,000 subs, actually, anyone here who isn't subbed yet, please do. Whenever I get to 10k subs, I actually have another thing for members lined up, but I kind of want to wait a bit until I, you know, have a bit more of a base there. But it is very topical to the channel, and it's kind of a test run for something else. I think I've mentioned it before, but I want to be a bit mysterious right now, so that's all you're gonna get. But I think we did a pretty good pass over everything for now. That was nice. Save everything. Do I have anything else? Nope. Alright, let's compile. Also, if you don't finish, at least they'll have access to the partial builds. Exactly. If I don't finish the project, or if I don't want to jinx it, get cease and desisted, then, you know, at least the preview builds are going to be out there.
Like, I'm going to be releasing IPS patches for various different ROM bases. I'm going to be releasing one for the for a ROM dump. I'm going to be releasing one for the vanilla Poke Emerald, which is not quite bit perfect, so I'm doing separate patches for those. One should be able to work with the other, because generally speaking, the vast majority of Poke Emerald is bit perfect. It's like a 99.76% accurate ROM decomp. But I'm going to have separate patches just to make sure. And I'm going to have one for Poke Emerald expansion. So you can make the ROM base, whichever one you want. You can grab whichever ROM base you want, as long as it's a vanilla or Poke Emerald expansion ROM base. There's going to be a patch for you. There's Ace/Cool Trainer Heinz. If you can guess who he is a reference to, you can also get dev build access. Yes. Let me find that real quick. Oops. Yeah, so there's Ace Trainer Heinz. If you can figure out who this is a reference to, you also get permanent dev build access. Access to all dev builds. He has the team of Regigigas, Kangaskhan, Musharna, Rayquaza, Purugly, and Groudon. So if you can figure out who or what that is a reference to, you will also get permanent dev build access. There will also be other way more reference trainers, as, you know, we keep developing the game. So don't fret if you can't guess Heinz. I doubt anyone is going to be able to guess Heinz, because he's genuinely, like, probably the most obscure I'm going to be adding to the game. Also, I will need a like specific answer. I'm not just going to be taking like random or like vague answers. Like, I'll need the specifics. Which again, that's why I think nobody's gonna be able to guess Heinz. But if you know where to look, you can definitely find out who or what he is. Now let's wait for this to build again. And hope it doesn't fail this time. Another thing, I hope it didn't break it. Oops. Oh no, there we go. Okay. I wish I could install DevKit Pro in a different, somewhere else than my fucking C root folder, because I need the space on my C drive desperately. So I can, you know, do proper Pori script stuff. Oh god. Almost knocked off my water bottle. That's not good. Now, one of the tiles we won back is already going to be going. C drive be like, help me. It is actually like that. Like if you look at my C drive, it's. It's bad, man. It's bad. Heinz Wilhelm, who pushed the Blitzkrieg doctrine, and that's why you gave him 112 base speed fat cat per ugly. That's a good one, but no. I don't actually know this Heinz's last name. I know it's Heinz Ha. Or H, I think. I'm not even sure. I don't know off the top of my head. It's like 120 gigabytes. Yeah, and it's also an OS that's like 10 years old. Like, this is the same hard drive that was once in like an old office PC my uncle gifted me because he like works at a brewery as like their IT guy. And they had this is like this was like my first full PC. It was like a small office cube he gave me. And this is the same hard drive from that. That was a Windows 7 installation, a pretty old one at that. It was a day one upgrade to Windows 10. And that PC has survived, including this hard drive, a flight out of the window from the third, like, from the third floor of the house I used to live in. Yeah, so this is a very punished hard drive. This is a hella punished OS. There is no reason this should still be running, but it is. I do have a Windows 11 installation on this. You can see I have 2 different OS drives. I just have a couple other things I think on here. But yeah. Why did you throw it out of the window? Not me. One day my mother got very mad. And yeah. PC took a free flight. While I was working on a video about that. Like, that's the thing. I've been doing this for 11 years. Which actually, I had the PC by then, so... And it was relatively shortly after I got the PC that I started. Yeah, so this OS is like almost, if not already 12 years old. Anger management issues? Not really. She was just really fucking pissed. Why is that on the main screen? Oh yeah, because of Heinz. I think it's about to be the finish here. All right. I think we're good. Was one of those, you didn't do this chore or something? It was just more of a general freak out over me always doing shit on my PC. Did the RAW update? Yes, it did. Fantastic. Just general frustration about the amount of time I spend on my PC. Yeah, we're back. Okay, sick, it works. So you see everything here is just correct. It's my grandpa, Heinz, of course. No. It is actually a specific person. Which is the reason I do not expect people to get this. Because it's so incredibly specific. Oh, I missed a few tiles here. It's so incredibly specific and only like a few hundred people, myself, and actually the friend I was going to meet with this evening, but that might not actually happen, were two of those a few hundred people. Will you update the music or Classic Emerald soundtrack? Not sure. The doing music for the GBA games is actually really messy. We might try, but we probably won't really change much. It's mostly just going to be working with what's already on ROM. Let's head to the lower maps here. Actually check the work we've done today. Isn't the sound library of Emerald on the Pokemon YouTube channel? Ruby and Sapphire were just added. But it's a format thing. It's getting the format, like getting the music into the right format. Speed up lag. 40 FPS. It's not fixing itself. Woo, you can get in between here. That was planned. Ooh, you can get in between there too. So we're gonna need a 3080 Ti to play on. This is just a normal MGBA weirdness thing, I think. Can I get an encounter, please? It's just broken. I'll have to reload the ROM. It just does this sometimes. I do not know why. But it's fine. It's broken again. It doesn't actually recover. Huh, okay, that's weird. Yeah, here you can see scan eReader.codes. I can just throw a bitmap, raw, or bin file in here, binary file in here, as an eReader.code, and you can just scan that in. Oh, that fixed it. Okay, cool. What kind of music do you like other than Pokemon remixes? I don't really... Honestly, free space to continue. Yeah, okay, something filled up my C drive. Just straight up. Filled it up. Honestly, in terms of music, I listen to almost anything. Like, there are some things I have preferences for, but nothing so, like, concrete that I, like, could specifically tell you. But yeah, all these fixed maps are pretty nice. Or, like, adjusted maps. These... I'm liking how these have turned out, being just slightly more naturalized. Very pog. But I think I'm going to call it there for now. I'm not sure what else we could do other than fixing more trees. Let's see here. How does Evergrande look? Oh, Evergrande doesn't actually... Oh, Evergrande uses the correct ones. Very nice.
But yeah, Moss Deep doesn't use any of those trees. Sotopolis barely has any. Pestifid Log would be the most broken one, of course. Yeah, I think we've done most of everything. Dewford has completely different ones in its own tile set, which those are going to be actually really fun to work with. I'm really looking forward to Dewford and the surrounding area. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it here. So thank you all so much for watching, coming to the stream. Like I said, it's in the pinned message on chat. Go check out my video that I uploaded earlier today for the Pokemon Presents, which was edited together by Hannah FB, I think, is the handle. She started doing some voluntary editing work for me, and I'm super fucking thankful for it. So go check that video out to show her some love. And yeah, thank you all so much for coming. Next week, I'll probably go back to Dev Diaries, at least for this week. I do want to do again, I want to diversify more. Just, it's more like trying to figure out the ideas and how to bring them to an audience that's mostly here for ROM hacking stuff. So yeah. I hope to see y'all then. It's just, it's something I'll have to figure out. But it's something I'll have to figure out sooner rather than later. If y'all have any ideas, join the Discord. Link in the description. Thank you all very much for coming. Have a good one.